Good morning and welcome to the second part of our Bible study from a seer's perspective in the book of Job. Today we are going to be looking at one of two mysteries revealed to us in the fourth chapter. We will look at the second mystery, and next time I hope we're going to look through the third mystery, which both are very exciting. The first mystery we are going to look at is actually the mystery of the journey of the seer, when hearing, seeing, perceiving the spiritual realm. I will be holding a Q&A in April, on April the 15th, and this will be on Zoom. If you would like to join, please let me know in the comments or on my website. There is on my Patreon, there is a way to contact me. That's the Christian Seer Patreon, or through the comments on this video. I would love for you to come in and see the questions that people are asking and listen to the answers and see what you make of it. But this today's study is going to be from Job chapter 4 verse 12 and onwards. First I'm going to read in English, and then I'm going to explain how this relates to the seer's journey. So it begins with this story of one of Job's counselors telling him what happens to him. So he says, "Now a word was brought to me stealthily, and my ear received a whisper of it. Amid disquieting thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falls on men. Dread came upon me and trembling, and made all my bones shake. Then a spirit passed by my face, the hair of my flesh bristled up. It stood still, but I could not discern its appearance. A form before my eyes was silence, then I heard a voice. Can mankind be just before God? Can a man be pure from his Maker? He puts no trusts even in his servants, and against his angels he charges error." This is so fascinating because this talks of a similarity between this passage and the journey of someone who begins to see in the spirit. Because when you begin to perceive the spiritual realm, it's a mystery. It appears different to what we are used to. It can be strange, it can be frightening. And in this example, it begins with something being brought to this person, a message. It was brought to them stealthily. They did not know where it came from or how it got to them. And it seemed like a whisper. They had to listen intently. And this is the mystery of seeing in spirit. We don't know how the spiritual realm comes to us, from where it comes, from how it comes. We just sense it, we perceive it. And it can be as if it suddenly comes upon us, like it's snuck up on us stealthily. But then we need to press in. We need to really hone our spiritual senses to understand what God is trying to reveal to us from the spiritual realm. It's like this man said, my ear received a whisper of it. It's not even a clear sounding message, it's a whisper, so it draws him in. And if we want to grow in our seer senses, our seer gifting, we have to draw in to the presence of God. We have to listen to that small whisper of the Holy Spirit and what he is speaking, what he is saying, and what he is revealing to us through the spiritual realm. We will discuss as we go on how that looks, how that gifting works, but let's journey on through this. So in the next verse, he says that this came amid disquieting thoughts from the visions of the night. So he was already having visions, and these thoughts, they wrestled him, they excited him, they shook him up. These visions were so vivid, so almost unusual, that he was having many thoughts about it, many exciting thoughts. What could it mean? Could it mean this? Could it mean that? What was the meaning of that thing that I saw? And all this happened when deep sleep falls on people. So this is another secret, that often the seer gifting operates in our spiritual man or spiritual woman when we are sleeping, through dreams and visions of the night. You know, when these type of when your spirit is actually perceiving the spiritual realm, because they leave you with an impression. You're wondering, what is happening here? What is the meaning of that? I know it has a deeper meaning, and that's the pressing in, that whisper. You're hearing the whisper of your spirit as it tells you what it's perceiving in the spiritual realm, and you need to press in. You need to get excited about what God might be revealing to you, or what you might be picking up. There's often two sides to this. It's what is God saying and what is happening in the spiritual reality. You could be picking up on either. And then this person in the Bible says, dread came upon me and trembling, and made all my bones shake. This is one question I'm often asked is, does your body react? Do you feel, exhausted? Do you feel trembling? Do you feel as though it affects you when you're looking into some deep mystery in the spiritual realm? And it can. It's very biblical. Daniel was ill for several days, if I remember. It's recorded in the book of Daniel. When he received visions and dreams, it would often have such an effect on his body. He would tremble. His bones would shake. It speaks of kind of like a fever, or a rattling of the deepest parts of your inner being. This when the mysteries of the spiritual realm are revealed to our being, it shakes us up, because we are suddenly aware of a deeper reality that we're not used to. And as we journey with the gifting and we listen to the spiritual realm a lot more, then our bodies adjust to it. Jesus said his kingdom is not of this world. And our body and our soul and our spirit is so used to walking in this world, so used to the natural surroundings and perceiving and interacting with what God has made in the physical, but it's not used to the spiritual realm. And so when we begin to interact with the unseen realms, our body, it has to realign. It goes through this trembling, this shaking, and it's like a realignment of the mind, the soul, the heart, the body, to actually be able to perceive and to interact, to press into those mysteries. And this is just one of the things that happen. We begin to have physical symptoms of that readjustment. And then the man said, a spirit passed by my face. The hair of my flesh bristled up. So he's having almost like a frightening reaction to this. He's suddenly afraid. Or it's a quickening of his body. He's calm one moment, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I'm high alert. What's going on? And then he said the spirit stood still, but he could not discern its appearance. And this is often the way with the seer gifting. When a spirit comes before us, we perceive it, but we could not discern it. And this is why the Bible encourages us so much to test the spirits, so much to have discernment of spirits, because whether this spirit is from God or the spirit is from something else, the man may not know. We may not know if we cannot discern its appearance. The man says a form or a likeness was in front of my eye. So it's kind of like a mist or a vapor or something. It's something that looks like something, but he does not know what it looks like. And this is often how the spiritual realm can start appearing when we first look into it, when we first become aware we are a seer or have this gifting. We can begin to see things, and at first they're not discernible. We won't recognize what they are. It takes practice. But he says there was a whisper. In English it's silence. In Hebrew it's like a whisper. It's very quiet. And he heard the sound of a voice. And this is the secret to pressing in. It's to quieten ourselves, to quieten our body's reaction, which is sometimes alertness, sometimes fear, sometimes wonder, but actually to silence ourselves and to ask Holy Spirit, what is it you are saying? Give me the gift of discernment of spirits, to perceive with clarity, to press in and hear the whisper. And then a mystery of Jesus Christ was revealed. Can mankind be just before God? Can a man be pure before his maker? Or can a woman be pure before her maker? This is the deep mystery of the gospel. Without Jesus, the answer is no. In Jesus Christ, the answer is yes. And it's interesting because in Hebrew, in the lexicon, it reads, "Can mankind be just or righteous from God?" And we know the gospel speaks of the righteousness of God coming to us from Him. It's a gift imparted to us. Now, this is effectively the ultimate goal of the spiritual realm, of the seer gifting and perceiving the spiritual realm. It speaks constantly of the mysteries of God, the mysteries of Jesus Christ, and it begins with that gospel, that Jesus Christ has made a way for us to be righteous before God, that we can enter into His presence. And that's how we begin the journey of the seer gifting, entering into the presence of God and going from there. And one day we are promised that we will judge the angels. And this is the next part that comes. It says in Job, he puts no trust even in his servants, which is kind of like the angels. And against his angels he charges error. The word for angels here is messenger. And it's interesting that there is this picture later in the Bible of the fire stones of God. This is somewhere where the angels are tested for their purity, for their loyalty to God, for their faith towards God. And it's from this place that one of the angels was cast out, and Jesus says he saw this one fall from heaven like lightning. He was in the midst of the fire stones, and pride was in his heart, violence was found in his trade. He was tested and found not to be in line with God, and so he was cast out from his presence. This is so important, that our hearts are able to walk through those firestones, and I will unpack that a little bit more as we go on. But it's in this place that we are refined, we are purified in our senses. We are already pure because of the blood of Jesus Christ, but our senses, our spiritual senses, need to be tuned into the spiritual realm. And God draws us into that place of intimate dwelling with Him, in this place of absolute holiness. And then He allows us to see with His eyes, well, with His sight, His spiritual sight. And we are promised one day that we will judge the angels. It talks about that in the New Testament. And this is a mystery, that actually Jesus Christ has seated us in the heavenly realms. And one day we will see with such clarity and such truth and righteousness and justice, with God's truth, righteousness and justice, that He will entrust to us the judgment of His angels. But right now that sits with Him. He charges them with error when they go astray. But we're not told exactly what happens after that in this passage. We're just told this mystery of the spiritual realm, that actually there is a whole dynamic in the realm, that the fact that angels can have error, the fact that they might make mistakes, it's very interesting. They, like us, they need to press in to the presence of God. And if they need to do it, if they need to be aligned with God's will, so do we. And that's the secret of the seer gifting, and understanding God's mysteries. We need to walk in alignment with His will. We need to go back to that small, quiet whisper of God, the small, quiet perception of the unseen realm, and press in with discernment to come into alignment with what God is saying, with how God sees things, so that we might see clearly and in truth. And from there we can explore deeper mysteries of God. And next time I'm going to cover one of the other mysteries of the spiritual realm, which is in the first half of chapter 4 of Job, actually. It's very exciting. It talks about the spiritual dynamics now between God's realm and the darkness. And it talks about the end, when Jesus Christ returns, what happens there. It's a very interesting insight that the book of Job has on our time now toward and unto the end of time. So I'm so excited to share that one with you next time. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a comment in the section below, and I look forward to you joining me next time. If you'd like to support this ministry, please visit my Patreon, and it's called Christian Seer with Lee Parsons. So excited to be able to share this material with you. I have a Q&A coming on April the 15th, so please stay tuned for that. It will be on Zoom, and I will be sharing a link with that in due course. Have a great day.